Hello, Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and welcome to the Cryptocurrency Challenge Day 7. So, today, Bitcoin's on the rise. Woohoo! All right, so I'm going to get back to that in a minute, but what I want to first talk about is, will the real Bitcoin please stand up? So, here's the deal, and this is a warning, and I think that everyone should have concern about this. Coinbase has, they've talked about that they're going to support the upcoming fork for SegWit 2x, and that it is something that they've been planning on supporting all along. I've been saying that there is an interesting thing going on here with Coinbase having so much influence in this area, and them not supporting Bitcoin Gold, but them really having support for SegWit 2x. And yesterday they posted a blog, or the day before, they posted their blog stuff about what their positions are and how they're going to support things, and they left things open. They wrote one line in there that was very ambiguous. Actually, maybe not so ambiguous, but really just left everything open, saying that they didn't know 100% what they were going to name each thing. And so that caused some disturbance in the marketplace, and people asked, and here we go. So now they've clarified, and what they say is, and listen to this, what they say is that after the fork of SegWit 2x, that they may choose, this is what they're saying here, they may choose to rename the SegWit 2x fork Bitcoin. Does that sink in for you? Do you understand what that means? What that means is, what they're saying here is that they are going to go with the chain with the most accumulated difficulty. Okay, so I'm not sure what that has to do with which one you choose, but that's what they say. I don't know how that pertains, so I'll just leave that out there. And they are leaving the door wide open that they may rename Bitcoin something like Bitcoin Classic and turn SegWit 2x fork into Bitcoin. So now, okay, this happened with Ethereum. And I don't know the whole story behind Ethereum, but I believe that Ethereum, it was due to a flaw, and they did kind of an emergency thing to fix that. And the original Ethereum became Ethereum Classic, but they wanted to continue on with this unflawed version now that was improved, that was fixed, and continue that on as being Ethereum. And that was a choice by the people operating Ethereum. Now, the thing here with Coinbase is that they're a really big player in the market. I don't know what kind of percentage share they have of control of Bitcoin or whatnot, but the Bitcoin that you have deposited in your Coinbase account does not belong to you. I mean, yes, it does, but it does not. You do not have control over it until it is off of Coinbase and in a wallet where you have private keys. And them saying that, okay, we are going to, don't worry everybody, when the SegWit 2x fork happens, we are going to split it for you. And so everybody feel warm and fuzzy about that. But then if they decide to choose a side and say, okay, Bitcoin's no longer the answer, we're going with the SegWit 2x fork and we are renaming that Bitcoin, think of the chaos that is going to ensue. It will cause all of the other exchanges and different places to have to choose sides and stand their ground. So this is a very dangerous move, in my opinion. And it is, see, even the Murlocs don't agree. It is something that I don't know that you and I have any influence over this. But the fact is that this could be very, very disruptive. And I don't know what's going to happen to the current Bitcoin market. So the current Bitcoin market, I mean, Bitcoin's looking really strong this morning. This is on GDAX, which is controlled by Coinbase. They're the same company. And it's looking really great today. But, what is actually going to happen coming up here? Is this split going to happen? And then, chaos ensues. And will you be able to, if they change over to, the BX or B2X, which is what they're going to call it for short, and they do this split and they rename that one Bitcoin, BTC, what is the ramifications for us? This is really incredibly disruptive. In fact, if Coinbase were a government or a state within the country of Bitcoin, maybe this would be an attempted coup. So anyway, it concerns me a lot. For myself, I've decided that I am not going to put my Bitcoin on Coinbase for the fork coming up. I am going to leave it in my private keys, and I will fork it myself after the dust settles. And now, that is not a proposition that I think that most of you can do. I haven't done it yet for Bitcoin Gold. I looked up how to do all this, and it's complicated. It's not easy. I spent about a half hour reading the whole process and everything, and I decided that I need some quiet time all to myself, like at least an hour to attempt to do it and to make sure that it works. And so it's complicated, and I don't expect most people to be able to do it on their own. So what choice do you have? I don't know. Maybe you could be on a different exchange. Although, here's what's going to happen. If Coinbase plants their flag saying that B2X is their new Bitcoin, it will force everybody else to choose sides. And they'll have to choose them pretty black and white. And so then we'll see where everything lies. Now, it might end up being that everything's hunky-dory, and we now have two coins that are worth more than 50% each of what Bitcoin was worth at the time of the fork. And so we all made a whole bunch of money, and then people are like, well, screw it. I'm happy no matter what. I made money. Okay. You know what? That is a very valid way to look at it. And so I'm okay with whatever you want to do. I don't have any skin in the game other than to say that I need to protect the value that I have. And that, but also with that, I'm going to go wherever the market takes me. So I'm not going to panic about this, but I am paying high attention to it, and I am, considering my options and just figuring out what I want to do. And if I don't want to mess with the whole thing, like let's say that you don't want to mess with any of this. Take any Bitcoin holdings you have and convert them to Ethereum or Litecoin or something, and just ride through the whole thing on that. Just do it when they're really low, because right before the split, I think that they're going to go down really low. So anyway, that's coming up on the 16th is when it's projected to be. It's a block number, so that date could change. And we're going to find out. So, I mean, it's exciting, but it's disturbing at the same time. Think of your government being replaced. How nerve-wracking is that? Because you don't know what your currency is going to be worth the next day after the coup. And so you got to have it out in precious materials, gold, silver, or whatnot, because that will maintain its value on a world market no matter what the local currency does because of the politics. Okay, so enough of that. Now, let's get to the challenge. I am still behind, and I have been behind because I've gotten stuck behind the Bitcoin not going up, not being high enough. I have put a new sell price in that's just a little bit above where I purchased at. I am hoping today that it's going to hit that, which is just under 6,200. And if it does, I'll sell, and then I'm going to be playing in like Ethereum and Litecoin, most likely. And so I'm looking forward to that. I want that to happen because I've just been stuck in this holding pattern. And while it's a little bit boring for the challenge to be stuck in this holding pattern, I truly believe it's been the right thing to do to hold instead of dumping out and taking a loss. Because I do know that it will hit these higher numbers again, and then I can sell and I can just move on from there. I'm behind in the percentages daily, and that's just going to have to be okay because I'm trying to make the smart move. I want to win the challenge, no doubt, and make all kinds of profit, but I need to make the proper moves as well. So that is where I sit at the moment. So tell me how you're doing in the comments in YouTube, in Discord. We have Discord chat, or in the Reddit that I've linked to, which is where some of the pro day traders are residing. And and I've been working with them. They've been teaching me a lot, actually. So I will be sharing that knowledge coming up. I shared some in yesterday's video if you missed it. And hopefully, I'm going to have some really great golden nuggets of really valuable information come out of that. And I'll be sure to share that with you. I'm Marky Dragon. Take care.